Bella, people will talk.
Do I look like I care? Do I look like I care?
I miss you. I know you feel it too. I saw it in the way you froze when I stepped into the church.
Mercy is the movie I'm reviewing today, guys, and this movie is executive produced, and the story is written by Chinene Love Eze, and this movie is on Chinene Love Eze TV, guys. The director of this movie is Chinene Love Eze, so practically she did everything. Ooh, this movie is good. Ha! My review on this movie, you guys, this movie is really good. A quick recap of this movie is a pastor who has a fetish for intensive love making, or should I say the BDSM, whatever. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, and he's a pastor, and the wife does not like that, and this was the confusion between the two of them that crashed their marriage, and he ended up cheating. There's so many confusion here and there that happened in his life, and as a pastor, this jeopardized everything he has worked for all over the years. What I like about this movie, let's start with the storyline and the lesson in this movie. We always forget that pastors, reverend fathers, whoever we hold in high esteem when it comes to spirituality or religion, we always forget that they are human beings. They can fall short of the glory of God. And also having a fetish for some things, especially your sexual life, it's not a disease, neither is this a crime. You just have to marry right for someone who has to agree to such things that you do or you love. And I think this movie has to teach us that if you have fetish for something and it's not helping your relationship or your marriage, you need to go for a therapy. Now let's talk about cast and directing. Oh, the actors in this movie, let's start with Chioma Chukwuka. This woman is a legend. We don't even know much about her when it comes to her personal life, but when it comes to her work, her acting, she's good. Like, she's a legend. I'm sure she's been acting like more than 2 decades or decades plus now, and she's good. She gave that aura of Mami Gio that is suffering in her house, and she brought that energy to the church. She's like, Omo, I don't give a F about what the church think. I'm going to do me first, fighting the husband for change, and it was not happening. I love Chioma so much. Her acting was natural. Her acting was connecting. Her acting will make you feel that you are in her shoes. Her acting will make you, like, when she's taking the decision, you are like, yes, me, this is how I'm going to do it. She makes you connect with what she's doing. I love Chioma so much. Then we talk about the pastor. Guy acted in a movie with, is it the Big Lagos Girls? I didn't enjoy him in that movie at all. I did not. But here, guys, this guy can act. I didn't know, like, he can act. Yeah, I have to admit, he can act. I enjoyed him in this movie so much. He's the pastor. The way he was preaching, like, he studied the Bible. His counseling session was good. His prayer sessions were good. When he was fighting with Chioma, it was good. He either studied his character very well, or he naturally is a good person who reads the Bible and prays a lot. Because when you watch the movie, the way he was praying, you would think that he's a real pastor. Like, in real life, he's a real pastor. When he was preaching, you would think, oh, okay, this guy is a preacher. And this is a YouTube movie, guys. I enjoyed his character very much. Character who played the Jezebel in this movie is Sharon. The character she played is called Alice. I enjoyed her too. She was the temptation. She was the, Jezebel that functioned against the pastor. And she was like, I am not giving up on my love. Every other one that has come is not my love. This pastor must go down. Not go down in a bad way, but like, must marry her or must get entangled with her. Yeah. So I enjoyed her very much. She did everything. She did everything to get the pastor. And of course, she did got him. I enjoyed her. She was in character. I enjoyed her as well. Every other cast in this movie, from the church elders, the secretaries, everyone in this movie, I enjoyed everyone practically. So the cast and directing was really good. Another thing I love about this movie is location. If you guys remember, I did a review movie on one of Maurice Sam where the character he was playing, it has to do with pastor and the father is a pastor, and we didn't see anything relating to church. This movie, everything they were talking about has to do with church. They took us to church service. They took us to church counseling or office counseling. As a pastor, he was giving out counseling. There was a location for that. We also saw a car park outside. The clarity that brings me to cinematography of this movie, I think it was okay. I love it. Outside shot cinematography was perfect. Bright colors, lighting was good. Pastor house, I don't think I've seen this location of a house in a movie, not yet, or maybe I've not noticed, but yeah, I love this house so much. How open and how free it was. It speaks calmness. There were not so many antics or arts going on in the house. Everything was just clean and clear, calm. I'm talking about the house. So location of this movie was so good, because this movie was concentrating, it's like a Christian movie, and they gave us everything relating to Christian: church, choir, counseling, elders, car park, church members, visiting the pastor. Give us a scene, like everything was guys. This movie is good. Go and watch it. Another thing I love about this movie has to do with the frame size of this movie. The frame size was super cool and super good. I love the frame size. Perfect. Like, they didn't stress me at all. I love it so much. Then also, I love the length of the movie. It was not 2 hours. They gave us everything and the movie was not 2 hours long. Guys, you see what I'm talking about? A good movie isn't supposed to be 2 hours long. No. Even if it's 2 hours, we have to be able to tell us why the movie is 2 hours. What are we missing? Everything you talk about church, everything this movie gave us. The scandal that happens. We all know that scandals happens in church. If you're in church and you're in groups, and this is what this movie is about. Also, the scandal happened to this man. They were showing us that it was on blogs, it was on the internet. They were showing us how the news got to the blogs, everybody gossiping about him in the church. This movie is good. I don't even have to tell you guys everything, guys. The last time I praised a movie like this was Bimbo and Bolaji. That was when I was praising a good movie like this. Now, when they got to therapy, they showed us the therapy session and the way the therapy session was filmed. See the 3 characters in one scene. The filming, the cinematography, the lighting of this movie was super good as well. The cinematography was not perfect for me, but it was okay, especially outside. Broad daylight shots were okay. That was really good as well. What I don't like about this movie, the first thing I want to talk about is the children. They were married for a couple of years and they had kids. According to the movie, it's like the kids were in abroad schooling. So we have to imagine that they have kids. That was one thing. I don't like imagination, so that was one thing. This is very trivial, guys, so it's not really a big deal. It doesn't really affect how I'm going to rate this movie, but That was one thing I did not like. The way they told the story, the children are quite grown. So I wanted to see how, their children was going to navigate, how their parents are separating, see how pastors navigate that as well. That would be very lovely, you know what I mean. But it doesn't really change how this movie was, but I wanted to have a feel of that as well. But yeah, it was okay. It doesn't really change it, but that was one thing I did not like. Another thing that I didn't like about this story is the fact that they were married for all these years. So are they saying that Chioma was enduring BDSM that she did not like all these years, let's say 20 years? Are they also saying since he's a pastor, didn't they go for counseling session, getting married? And if she knew she didn't like him behaving like this, why then did he marry the pastor? Why then did he marry him? And all of a sudden you're like, you cannot endure, you cannot do this. Hello, what are you teaching? What are you teaching the other congregations, that the counseling doesn't help or what? If you want to think about it in retrospective, that's why I'm thinking like that. That's why I'm just saying that the story doesn't add up a little bit. That's what I'm saying. This one might also be a little bit trivia. It doesn't really take how I'm rating the story or rating this movie, but that was something that was like, wait a minute. This story is not being told well. But anyway, yeah, that was one thing that I was like, I don't think I like that. Yeah, but in all, guys, this is a super good movie. So that should tell you that the things that I did not even like about this movie were just things that I was assuming would have been part or would have been, added to this movie, which was not. This movie did not leave any room for assumption for us. They touched on everything. They showed us everything. Church members gossiping about the scandal was there. Everything you need in a church movie setting that happened in real life was in this movie. Trust me, you will enjoy it. This is a good movie. Go and watch this movie. If you have not watched it, go and watch it. Please. This is a solid 8/10. The title is Mercy on Chine Love Eze TV. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all in my next movie review.